up, making that happen. It says you're live. You're live. Live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Randsanity. Episode 258 of the continuous streaming of Randsanity to talk about the music industry, records, music, artists, bands, tours, occasionally some movie and TV stuff. As long as it has some connection, though, to music. I try and keep it somewhat realistic that there's some attachment, okay? So there's a thread, just a thread of connection to it. So that's what I try and do. Make sure that there's at least a thread of connection to somehow, not completely be without music. So anyway, so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the Foo Fighters. We talked about the Foo Fighters last night, about them now dropping a bunch of little snippets and going to the website so you can find a bunch of little snippets of the new songs that they're teasing for the new album that they're going to be dropping at some point. We don't know when, but apparently it's going to be relatively soonish. Who knows? But they've got snippets out. Also talk about Jimmy Eat World. Maybe there's a tour in the making. And we're talking about Bob the dog. Bob the dog who got a law in Brazil passed, which I think is great, which I think, we should, if we don't have the law here in the United States, we should do this law too. Because I think that's it seems like a good one to me anyway. Okay? So, but we'll say Bob the dog for a little bit later, right? So you have to stick around for Bob the dog because it's one of those nice heartwarming stories. It really pulls at the heartstrings because it's Valentine's Day, right? The heart, all that stuff. Okay. So, all right, let's start with the Foo Fighters. Now, this one I just found. I was reading it. I read it last night, and I was like, I don't know if I'll report it. And then I was like, you know what? I will. It's kind of interesting. So the Foo Fighters producer Elliot Schneider once had a car delivered to the studio so the band could hear their mixes better, just like you and me. I was like, all right, that seems like an interesting thing to do, but I was like, all right, tell me more. You got me with the reading it. So I was like, all right, boom. So Elliot Schneider, who is one of the most acclaimed producers and engineers to sit behind a mixing board, thinks that sometimes you have to get out of the studio and go for a drive or just sit in the car in the parking lot and listen to your mixes. At least that's how it went when he worked with the Foo Fighters. So he holds an honorary doctorate of music from Berklee College of Music, and Schneider has been critical of the evolution of how music is received. He's been nominated for an Emmy. He's mixed for IMAX films, and he's collaborated with Panasonic to create the ELS Surround Premium audio system for Acura. So among his impressive discographies, one of the things was he worked with the Foo Fighters in 2005 of the album In Your Honor. And this is that multi-platinum album that features, Best of You. The Foo Fighters' Best of You. Good song. Okay? So ahead of their February 26th studio confidential event at the Sheen Center in New York City, Schneider was asked about working with the Foo Fighters, specifically about the Foo Fighters sending him their mixes and what that experience was like. Schneider then shared what is one of the best recording studios that you'll hear. So he had finished the mix, 5.1 mix for In Your Honor. And he said, I sent them the 5.1 DTS CD. I soon learned that they didn't have a 5.1 monitoring system to actually hear it on. He explained for the past couple of years, he'd been working with Acura designing a 5.1 system for their TLX. The car system was pretty good, so he called Acura to see if he could get them to loan the band a TLX so they could hear their mixes. I guess the people at Acura were so happy to hear that the Foo Fighters wanted to hear their new albums mixed in the TLX that somebody immediately drove a car to their studio. The entire band got in the car to hear the mix and approved of it right then. So, see, even bands listen to music in the car. because it sounds good, because you've got the speakers all around you, so you're surrounded by it and you can really get into it. So, you know, if you're one of those people like me that you're listening to a good song in the car, you get to your destination, but you sit in the car until the song's done, you're completely normal, and that's completely acceptable, and it's completely okay. So yes, you can definitely continue singing your favorite song. You can continue beating on the dashboard, air drumming, air guitaring, while the car's in park, while you're stopped waiting to get out to go home, to your destination, shopping, school, work, whatever. Because yes, if the Foo Fighters can do it and go to the car to listen to their own music to see what it sounds like, you absolutely can do that, and you're completely normal for doing so. Current traditions. I don't know. I think they did get to keep the car. It's a pretty long read, but I think they did. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Dave did do something for Acura later, but I don't know if they got to keep the car. But I think that's just great. So yes, listen to the car. Current fruitions, Randsanity. Yes, current fruitions. Who's current fruitions? Explain to me who you are so I know who you are, good sir or madame. I don't know if they got to keep the car, Josh, but I think that's great, you know. So yes, listen in your car. It's okay. I mean, I do all the time. Oh my God, Traxler. What in the fuck, dude? Dude, you owe me a call. Call me. Let's connect. All right? Yep. Right on, Zachary. Current fruitions. Nice. Yeah, we definitely need to connect. You got it, brother. You got it. Nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. Miss your face. So, yes. So I think that's pretty funny. So, yes, you're completely normal if you sit in your car and listen to music. I do it all the time because, hey, you know, listening on little headphones is fine. Listening on my, you know, little Bluetooth speakers, fine. But if you really, really want to hear it loud and you really want to hear it proud, jump in the car and turn it up so you get all the speakers blaring from the front, the back, the side, the, you know, everywhere in between. Yeah, that's how that works. Yep. Endless fun, brother. Endless fun. All right. So, before we get to the history, let's talk about Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy Eat World World Tour Bleed America to celebrate the landmark album and 25th anniversary this year. There you go. Jimmy Eat World out on the road. The dates include the band's return to the Warped Tour after 25 years. Support acts at selected dates will include Sunny Day Real Estate, Rise Against, and Get Up Kids, Thrice, and Girls Against Boys, Motion City Soundtrack, Illuminati Hotties. Good Lord, they got a whole lot of bands that'll be joining them. The itinerary is pretty extensive. The band will play the whole album, but probably not in sequence. Jimmy Atkins told Billboard magazine, which broke the news, Bleed America, he added, changed our lives. It put us on the map. It gave us a new broad audience of people that found something that they connected with. People have grown up with the record right alongside growing up, and I feel like it's important to celebrate it. It's important to acknowledge it. It's important to the people, and we appreciate that despite the obvious commerce involved. There you go. Jimmy Eat World. Tickets are available now. Ticketmaster. So it looks like they're going to start at Red Rocks Amphitheater. Man, that's an ambitious start right there. Red Rocks. Boom. Then they're going to go to Chicago, Detroit, D.C., New York, Philly, Boston, Calgary, Alberta. Then they're going to Oregon, Washington, B.C., Utah, California. Then off to England, Wales, Quebec, Ontario. Then back to Arizona, Texas, Mexico City for the Vans Warped Tour, Tennessee, Tampa, and Orlando. No Columbus, Ohio date. Not happening anywhere really close. So I am not going to go get to see them, I don't think, unless I find a way to find a different venue, because they are not coming to the Midwest, motherfucker. So that's what's going to happen. Damn it, Jimmy Eat World. Shit. Anyway, don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, watch, and share. All right, so I found one of these little things, and look, it says this right here. Look, it says, you will soon achieve perfection. Right? I mean, okay, if it's written on a piece of paper, it has to be true. Right? Isn't that how it works? If it's written on a little piece of paper that you get out of a cookie, you know it has to be true. So I'm going to exceed. I'm going to achieve perfection here very soon, because it says so. Shit. All right. Right. Especially out of a cookie. Well, exactly. Now, wait a second. I got Surf Ohio going on here, and I got current fruitions. So how is this possible? It's funny there was a typo in there. Is there? I didn't even see that. Holy shit. You will soon achieve perfection. Is that archive? You will see an archive perfection? Yeah, you did. I was like, wait, what? Oh, all accounts. All right. Follow me on all accounts. On all account. Follow me. I love that. Yeah, you did make me look zippy. Nice job. Nice job. So I'm like, wait, what? Is it? Made you look. Good job. Very nice. Well, I don't trust these things. I mean, look, it's telling me I'm going to achieve perfection, so I better trust it, right? Or I'm going to archive perfection. I don't know which. One of the two. I'm archiving perfection. All right, so let's see. I don't feel like the Beatles tonight, so I'm not going to talk about the Beatles. We'll talk about Otis Redding. Otis Redding recorded RESPECT at Atlantic Studios in New York City. At first, it was a ballad. Respect was written by Redding for Speedo Sims. Sounds like a bathing suit guy. Who intended to record it with his band, the Singing Demons. Redding rewrote the lyrics and sped up the rhythm. The song then became the 1967 hit and signature song for soul singer Aretha Franklin. So Otis Redding wrote RESPECT as a ballad, but then Aretha Franklin took it, ran with it, and made it her own. So sitting on the dock of the bay was not the way to do it. Shit. Manfred Mann were at number one on the UK singles in 1968 with their version of the Bob Dylan song, The Mighty Quinn. I did have to listen to that tonight because I was like, wait, I like that song. Yes. Come on, you might be something but the Mighty Quinn. It was also a top 10 hit in the U.S. that Dylan recorded this song in 1967 during the Basement Tape session. This is the Basement Tapes. Look. Basement. So I call this the Basement Tape session, right? So be it. This is now the Basement Tape sessions. There it is. That's what's happening. I've created that. In 1970, The Who appeared at Leeds University. Remember, this is all happening on this day in history. So that means this was on Valentine's Day. They appeared at the Leeds University in England. The show was recorded for the band's forthcoming Live at Leeds album. And since its initial reception, Live at Leeds has been cited by several music critics as the best live rock recording of all time. All time! So much so that the University of Leeds refectory has now been named a national landmark in the United Kingdom, commemorated with a blue plaque. Ooh, blue plaque. Not a brown plaque, not a gray plaque, but the blue plaque. Now, this goes into the heading of security. In 1973, David Bowie was knocked unconscious and then had to be carried off stage after an excited fan rushed the stage at a concert at Radio City Music Hall, knocking Bowie to the ground and knocking him unconscious. The irony is, it was the last song of the show, and it was Rock and Roll Suicide. Oh, man. Just a rock and roll tackle, unconscious. Show ends, carried off. Whoever did that, you suck. Don't tackle that. 1980, American musician and songwriter Lou Reed married British designer Sylvia Morales at a ceremony at his New York apartment. The couple divorced 14 years later. Not bad. Married in 80, made it to 1994. That's not bad for a musician rock star. Lou Reed was kind of a curmudgeon. I got to meet Lou. He didn't smile a whole lot when he came to the radio station. He was kind of, what you'd expect from Lou Reed. In 1981, the Funky 4+1 became the first hip-hop group to appear on a U.S. national television show when they performed on Saturday Night Live, playing That's the Joint. The show was hosted by Blondie's Deborah Harry, who subsequently asked the group to open up for Blondie on their tour, but was forbidden to do so by Sugar Hill Records CEO Sylvia Robinson. The fuck's up with that, Sylvia? That's just bullshit. You didn't like Deborah Harry? You didn't like Blondie? What's up with that? Hip-hop didn't match with alternative rock? Man, you missed the train on that one. That's all the rage nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, how romantic. In 1984, Elton John married recording engineer Renaud Blore in Sydney, Australia. Rod Stewart and Olivia Newton-John were among the guests. The couple stayed together for 4 lovely years, although Elton John later admitted he knew he was homosexual before the marriage. Well, that happens. What are you going to do, right? C'est la vie. At least you had a nice romantic moment. In 1986, Frank Zappa appeared on an episode of the television series Miami Vice. Zappa portrayed a crime boss, Mario Fuente, a major drug dealer trafficking in weasel dust. If it's really a drug, I don't know about it. Just so you know, I've never heard of weasel dust. But I do love the fact that Frank Zappa was a drug trafficker who promoted weasel dust. And his kid is Dweezil. Weasel, Dweezil, dust. Yeah, I'm sure there's something that's ironic in there that I'm just missing or not at all. In 1963, before he was even famous, though, Zappa would appear on a variety show, Steve Allen, showing how ordinary objects like bicycles could be played as percussion instruments. He also did a cameo on the Monkees TV show. Oh, shit. See, that's pilot error because I'm laughing, having fun, and I'm not even looking at the camera. And again, it's that pilot error that, I just don't know how to work this stupid Nikon camera, Surf Ohio, you're going to have to help me with this Nikon one of these days. Figure out why the hell it keeps turning off after 20 minutes. But that's for another time, another moment in time, just not this moment and not this time. Right? Fair enough. Get my microphone back in place so it's not on top of wires, disconnecting shit, just making an all-around disaster. 1987, John Bon Jovi, who looked really gray at the Super Bowl. Man, needs a little Grecian formula or something. I'm telling you, I don't know. That whole white silver fox look. I don't know if I dug that on Bon Jovi. Anyway, he started a 4-week run at number 1 in the U.S. singles chart with Livin' on a Prayer, the group's second U.S. number 1. John Bon Jovi did not like the original recording of this song, which can be found as a hidden track on 100 Million Bon Jovi Fans Can't Be Wrong. Lead guitarist Richie Sambora, however, convinced him the song was good, and they reworked it with a new bass line. Interesting. Don't like your song? Well, I'm just going to not put it on there. 1992. On this day, Wayne's World was released. It featured appearances from Meatloaf as well as Alice Cooper. It premiered in the U.S., and it used the Queen Bohemian Rhapsody song. The film propelled the song to number 2 on the singles chart nearly 20 years after it was first released by the band. Galileo, 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 Figaro, Figaro. 1996, TAFKAP, or the artist formerly known as Prince, married Maita Garcia in a Minneapolis church. He also composed a special song for his wife, friend, lover, sister, mother, wife, which she heard for the first time when they had their first wedding dance. Aww, see, there's romance. It's not dead. Garcia had appeared on the U.S. television program That's Incredible at the age of 8 as the world's youngest professional belly dancer. She came to the attention of Prince in 1990 when her mother submitted a video cassette of Mighty performing. The couple split in 1998. So they lasted 2 years. Well, you know, that's how that works. So let's see. Okay, let me get my math here. Okay, so she came to the attention of Prince in 1990. But is that when she appeared on the thing? Because that would make her not 8. And so, no, I'm like, my math has to be off. Because I'm like, wait, no, that just doesn't work for me. Professor Gobblebot, what's up? Just doing some mathing, trying to math Prince dating someone that's came to attention when she was 8. 9. No, I'm gonna not math that math. I'm just gonna let it go. Just gonna move on with that one and not try and do my math because I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't think I'm liking the outcome of this. 1999, Lenny Kravitz scored his first UK single with Fly Away. On number 12 in the US, the track, which had been used in a Peugeot TV ad, won a Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Performance in 1999. I just saw Lenny. I had not seen Lenny since the WOMAD tour back when I was the MC and actually backstage with Lenny in his dressing room, hanging out eating Chinese food out of styrofoam boxes in a beanbag chair, marijuana smoke-filled trailer. Just this fall at the See Here Now Festival in Asbury Park, New Jersey. But he was great. Still, Lenny, just, gotta love that man. Lenny Kravitz, still got it. Good stuff. Now, the Beatles I will do. Stolen reel-to-reel recordings from the Beatles were found in Australia in 2003. Police recovered the tapes of the band's 1968 The White Album and the Abbey Road album after they were advertised for sale in a Sydney newspaper. Australian police have been tipped off by British detectives from Operation Acetone. An investigation into the theft's original Beatles music from Abbey Road Studios in London in the 60s. So this is like 45 years later. Somebody had these recordings in Australia and were trying to sell them. They still got busted. I mean, dude, you held on to it for that long and you still got snatched? Bro, come on. You got to be better than that. Right, statute of limitations? I don't know. Maybe? But still, yeah, you think you would be. You think there would be some sort of statute of limitations. Because, I mean, like 45 years for theft? That's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, this one I'm just not going to read. I'm just not doing it. It's just Dave Holland, former drummer from Judas Priest, was jailed for 8 years. It's just, yeah, one of those things like, no, man, nope, not doing it. Yeah, he went to jail. He deserves to go to jail for 8 years, probably 80 years. Yeah, one of those things like, nope, not good. In 2005, Kerrang! I've never heard of this fucking magazine. Kerrang! Kerrang! With an exclamation point. Kerrang! Magazine has announced the results of its readers' poll for best British rock albums ever. The top 10 were number 1, Black Sabbath. Number 2, Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Sex Pistols, Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. Number 4, Led Zeppelin 5. Number 5, Black Sabbath's Paranoid. Number 6, Muse Absolution. Number 7, The Clash's London Calling. Number 8, Queen Sheer Heart Attack. Number 9, Iron Maiden's Iron Maiden. And number 10, Manic Street Preachers' The Holy Bible. Okay, so Kerrang! Apparently must be a metal or hard rock magazine because it's definitely not Tiger Beat. Okay? Just because, I mean, it's like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Sex Pistols, Black Sabbath, Muse, Queen, Iron Maiden. Yeah, so definitely probably a little bit of the heavier side. Not Tiger Beat for sure. Oh, shit. All right, in 2007, winners of the 27th Annual Brit Awards at London's East Court included Muse, who won Best British Live Act. British Breakthrough Act went to the Fratellis. Both so far, I'm with this. Yeah, good. Winner of the Best International Breakthrough Act was Orson. Take That won the first ever live vote when they took home the Best British Single for Patience. Arctic Monkeys were named Best British Group. James Morrison was named Best British Male, and Amy Winehouse won Best British Female. Justin Timberlake won Best International Male, and Nelly Furtado won Frittata, that's not food. Nelly Furtado won Best International Female. The Killers won Best International Group and Best International Album for Sam's Town. Oasis won Outstanding Contribution to Music Award. Well, of course, Oasis had to win something or they would, like, break shit. You know, Liam would be like, "Oi, wankers, I'm going to bust up the joint." Now, that would be like Ian from Stone Roses, actually. Speaking of Liam, didn't see that coming. In 2008, singer Liam Gallagher married his long-term partner, the ex-All Saints singer Nicole Appleton, at a civil ceremony in London. The venue, Westminster Register's Office. It's actually where he married his first wife, Patsy Kensit, in 1997. Gallagher was divorced from Appleton in April of 2014. So they made it a few years. You know, not a ton. 6 years is better than none, right? You got to give that. I mean, living with Liam Gallagher for 6 years is probably a lifetime. I mean, I'm just saying. He sounds like he's a bit of a handful. Just a bit. Now, this is you don't want to die on Valentine's Day. Ugh. Doug Feger, who was the musician songwriter for the band The Knack, died of cancer. He was the rhythm guitarist and the lead vocalist for the band, and he co-wrote My Sharona. My Sharona. It was the biggest song of 1990 or 1979 in the U.S., and it was Capitol Records' fastest gold status debut single since the Beatles' I Want to Hold Your Hand in 1964. When Feger was 25, he met 17-year-old Sharona Apparin, who he wrote the song for, as well as later becoming Feger's girlfriend for the next 4 years. There you go. That's where it came from. It's a person. My Sharona. Now you know. Okay? We're all aware of that. In 2014, De La Soul, American hip-hop trio De La Soul, gave away free downloads for their first 6 albums to anyone who signed up for their website. The catalog wasn't available digitally because of rights issues with samples resulting in acts being caught up in legal issues. So they couldn't sell them, so they gave them away for free. That is about the biggest FU you can give to anybody. Yeah, you know what? I can't sell them because it's got music rights issues. Then I'll just give them away. That's the same thing with like t-shirts. I can't sell t-shirts that have bands' names on them, but I sure as hell can give them away for free. The bands will be pissed off, but that's not how it works. I just can't profit from the trademark, but I sure can give them away free. In 2019, Kanye West hired renowned saxophonist Kenny G to play his sultry sax in a room full of roses for his wife Kim Kardashian. As a Valentine's Day surprise, the pair ended up collaborating with Kenny G, playing on Kanye's Jesus is King track, Use This Gospel. Oh, how heartwarming. Good old Kanye. Romantic to the end. All right. Zippy, what do you got going on here? We hanging in there? All right. This last story is a little heartwarming, all right? So we're gonna talk about Bob the dog. Bob the dog. In a southeastern state of Sao Paulo, a hyper-loyal dog helped rewrite local laws. The BBC reported that for a decade, a mixed-breed dog with a hilarious human name of Bob Coviero, which translates to Bob at the Grave Digger, lived among the tombstones for a century. Okay? A century, 10 years at the cemetery of Tabeo de Serra. He refused to leave his owner's graveside. So this reminds me of, like, you know, Fry and his dog from Futurama. Remember his dog would not leave the pizza shop? Well, he showed up at his owner's funeral. Then, according to Brazilian media, he just stayed there. Family members tried to get him to leave and go home with them, but he came back. The cemetery eventually gave him a small green doghouse to call home, where he would leave to attend funerals, sometimes lighten the mood by chasing a ball between the processions. A somber story, though, that it's tragic that Bob was killed by a vehicle in 2021. But cemetery workers did the right thing by burying him alongside of his owner. Now, years later, that simple act of kindness has reshaped Brazilian public policy. This week, Sao Paulo's government enacted the Bob Coviero's law, allowing cats and dogs to be buried in family graves, providing sanitary regulations as are followed. Funeral services will be set up. Specific rules are set up. The law formally recognizes that the bond between humans and their animals doesn't end at death, nor should anyone on earth deem it so. Good job. Bravo. It's a law fitting of a nation that loves its pets and has plenty of them. Brazil is home to the world's third largest pet population with 160 million animals. According to Pet Brazil Institute, it's a nation where pets play roles in families similar to those of children and siblings. And the cemetery has become yet another place where the undeniable power of these relationships can be acknowledged forever. Outstanding. Good job, Brazil. Now, we'd have to, I don't know if we have that in this country. I highly doubt it we have it in America. How sorry do you have to be around dead people? Exactly. That's, thank you. I mean, sanitary conditions, like what? What? Like, what is going to be unsanitary about your dead dog? Oh, man. But I think that's great, you know? That's a beautiful thing. So, all right, who is born on this day? Who has a Valentine's Day birthday? Murray the K. DJ Murray the K, who the Ramones sing about. He was the fifth Beatle because he worked for WINS Wins Radio, and he's the one who promoted the Beatles first. So the fifth Beatle, Murray the K, born on this day. He would have been 104. He died in 1982. Florence Henderson, Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch, was born on Valentine's Day. Who knew that one? I did not. She died in 2016. She would have been 92 today. Gregory Hines, actor Gregory Hines, born on Valentine's Day. He would have been 87 today. He died in 2003. Roger Fisher, the guitarist in the band Heart, born on this day. Now, that's about as appropriate as that you get. You played a band called Heart and you were born on Valentine's Day. Chalk one up for Roger Fisher. Nice job there, buddy. 76 today. Sylvian, born on this day. New York Dolls would have been 75, died in 21. Britt Turner from Blackberry Smoke would have been 59 today, also died in 24. Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20, born on Valentine's Day. 54 today. Edward Platt, the chief on Get Smart, born on Valentine's Day this day. He would have been 110. He was born and died in 1974. Lois Matrell, her real name was Lois Hooker. No wonder she changed it. It was Moneypenny on 007. She would have been 99 years old today. She died in 07. Now, this one's kind of fucked, okay? Vic Morrow, actor Vic Morrow, he died in 1982. He would have been 97 years old today. He appeared in a bunch of stuff, including the Twilight Zone movie. That was one of the credits of it. He was also killed making the Twilight Zone movie. He was the actor that was killed along with those kids by the helicopter. So, I don't know. Should that be on your IMDb profile? The film that you died making? I just was like, oh, man, okay. Well, I know it is Billy Preston, but this is what they said. Okay, look, don't call me. He's promoted them. So they named him the fifth Beatle. I don't fucking know. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to be... I don't know if I'd want my IMDb to have the movie that killed me listed. Just saying. It's like, Jesus. Jackie Martland, Jackie the Joke Man, Howard Stern's buddy, Jackie the Joke Man, 78 years old today. Teller of Penn and Teller, the one that doesn't talk, he's 78 today, also born on St. Patrick's Day. Simon Pegg, Shaun of the Dead, 56 today. I like Simon Pegg. He's been in a couple of good movies. I forget the one where there was the alien. I forget the alien's name, but it was Alvin X. That was a funny movie too. And Freddie Highmore of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He was the kid. He's now an adult. He's 34. So, you know. And then the only other person that I saw besides that was any real consequential note that was worth putting in there, besides Doug Fike from The Knack, from My Sharona, who died at the age of 57 and 10, was Mike Tucker of the band Sweet. And I skipped one last night. Like, all three members of the band have died, like, in the last week. Different years, but they all seem to die in early February. I don't know what that was. But yes, so Mike Tucker of Sweet, Ballroom Blitz, died in 2002 at the age of 54. Man, some of these musicians don't even get out of their 50s. I'm telling you. Rough life, kids. Rough life. Yeesh. 1931, Dracula, the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi, was released on Valentine's Day. Now, was that done on purpose? I mean, you know, I'd like to suck your blood. It's like hearts, bleeding, Valentine's Day, Dracula. I don't know. I'm thinking that somebody was marketing that all the way back in 1931. Nice job. If it was coincidence, okay. But I'm thinking, no, that seems not coincidental. And then also this one, like I said, you know, Wayne's World in 1992. But 1991, Silence of the Lambs was released on Valentine's Day. Like, really? I was like, okay. I mean, it won Best Picture in 1992, but yeah, Silence of the Lambs released on Valentine's Day. That just seems like one of those, like, okay, interesting to say the very least. And oddly enough, YouTube, founded on this day. YouTube graduated into the real world in 2005 on this day's Valentine's Day. Paul, yes, Paul. That was the movie Paul. That was a funny movie. I liked that one, where they were, where he was the comedy illustrator, and they made the movie about Paul. Yes, that was a good movie. I like Paul. Thank you for that, Zippy. I appreciate it. You can be my secret producer. I'll put you in my ear in a headset, and you can whisper sweet nothings to me and tell me to shut up when I'm dragging on too long. No, really, I need that sometimes. Shut up, you're just rambling. Ah, shit. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. There's the St. Valentine's Day. I almost said St. Patrick's Day because it is St. Valentine's Day massacres. But it is Valentine's Day, the Valentine's Day report. I did eat way too much chocolate today. I probably am, going to be peaking all night because I won't be able to sleep because I'm going to be hyped up on sugar. So, but I did eat a lot of pasta too. So that's going to turn into carbs and do something to me as well. So maybe that'll make me sleep. I don't know. Shit. What can I tell you? Well, it's Saturday. It is Saturday. Holy shit. It's Saturday, isn't it? Right. Yeah, I can never keep track of the days anymore. Like I said, it's too weird. Life has gotten so strange. I never know what the hell day it is anymore. I just don't. So I took my GoPro with me today, and I was going to get some footage, but then realized that I didn't charge my GoPro today. So I didn't really miss anything super great. But I'm charging it now. It's actually right here plugged in. See? You can't see it. See, it's right there. It is. See? Plugged in. Getting charged up. So I'll take it with me tomorrow. I'll try and get something for tomorrow to capture something. But I am going to tell the story. I will tell the full story of my things not to do backstage at concerts. My team told me I have to come up with some stories. I said, all right, like 10-minute story. They said, all right, well, I can come up with a 10-minute story and tell about what you should not do backstage. And it's definitely one of those things that's pretty simple, pretty obvious once you think about it. But I did not think about it back in my younger days, that what you should not do backstage. There's a few things, but this one definitely is a glarer. It stands out pretty significantly. Right, Lizzie? Lizzie's vintage vibes. Oh, she's gone already. Jesus, Lizzie, you just got here. You're here like 2 seconds. World of photography in Grandview. What's the world of photography in Grandview? What? I don't know. All right. I'm going to depart. I'm going to go upstairs and I don't know if I'm going to watch The Pit, Hijacked, or I think Hamilton's on. I've never seen Hamilton. I know. I'm totally unhip. Whatever. I just haven't had time. Life interrupts. What can I tell you? Jeezy. All right. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Your Saturday night. Saturday night. You know who sings that, right? Bay City Rollers. That's right. Bay City Rollers. All right, Mr. McInnes. Yes, sorry. My glasses suck, or they're dirty. Oh my God, look how dirty those are. Can you see through those things? No wonder everything looks so fucking blurry. Oh my God. I need to clean my glasses, apparently. Oh, shit. All right, anyway. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Grateful that you're here. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for staying. I do this every night, 11 p.m. So come back for more Randsanity, and we'll talk more about music news and history and stuff and things and bands and people and all the things. Until then, have a great rest of your day and have an awesome Sunday. It was like 46 today. It's supposed to get warm. Spring's around the corner. I can't wait. So have a good Sunday. All right? Until then, see you later. And as per usual, we're going to fade to black. Crust. An odd movie. Old movie. Odd movie. Crust. All right. Odd movie called Crust. I will check out Crust, Zippy. See you later, brother.